What a night, what a night. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Namir here with another video, and I was gonna wait until tomorrow after I get off of work and everything to record the review, but how we ended, I just gotta get it off my mind now. Before we start the video, make sure you like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support that's been going on these last two videos with my prediction videos and the night one review. I appreciate all the love. But let's just hop right into it, man, because this night two definitely it still had its flaws with some matches still being a little short, the ads going crazy. But overall, I felt like the matches were definitely way better than night night one, especially the main event. I cannot wait until talking about that. The crowd was it was like it was the same as last night, but definitely a little bit better. They definitely had a little more energy, but I feel like it's definitely because they got way more with the Oba and Brock match. The ladder match was crazy. You got whooped that Drake. We got the Demon back. You got Rhea Ripley. Everybody loves her. We got Danhausen. And then that Punk and Roman match. Like, what is there not to get hyped for? So I feel like definitely the crowd was more into it. And man, let's just hop into the matches because that's just they th- like this is what I wanted night one to be from the start. Just like give us the good matches and try to like tell a good story in the ring because Oba versus Brock, we we have been avenged, as Kofi Kingston said. We got Oba Femi winning against Brock Lesnar, which is crazy because a part of me was still scared that Brock Lesnar was gonna win. And if Brock Lesnar would have won, I'm not gonna lie, it would have killed the night for me. I would have been numb inside. I would have just felt empty. But overall, the match was pretty good. Did the German suplex, like you had a couple spots where Brock was hitting Oba with the clotheslines, and they was like real stiff, but Oba was no selling. He was like, "Some nah, this ain't nothing." I like how the finish was. Brock hit him with a F5. I was kind of nutty. I was kind of nutty. Then he kind of getting up, like he kind of like knocking it off his shoulders, like it hurt him, but it didn't hurt him that bad to the point where he was out of the match. And then he get him with the fall, hit him with a choke slam, and then a fall from grace, and then get the 1, 2, 3, and then just his reaction and everything was perfect. It was everything that it needed to be. Now, do I wish it would have little went a little longer and we could have got a couple more spots? Yes, but we got the perfect ending, so I can't complain too much about this match. This is probably gonna be like the only match that I'm not gonna trip too much about it being too short. But I would say the other than Oba winning, the most shocking thing Brock retired question mark because he's supposedly still supposed to be coming to Raw, but bro left his gloves and the boots. See, when he did the gloves, I was like, okay, but then he left the boots too, and then he started hugging Paul Heyman, and he might have been crying a little bit. He was a little red, so I couldn't tell, but I was like, so wow, Brock Lesnar retired, and it's kind of crazy because I started watching in 2015, so it's like I seen like I guess Reign of Terror Brock and all of this, and I didn't think he would ever like. This is crazy to see Brock Lesnar retire. Like that is crazy. So we'll see what happens on Monday, but overall, Oba versus Brock. Thank you, Brock, for your services. You can easily leave. I don't know what they're gonna do with my boy Gunner, but I guess we'll just have to see these upcoming episodes. Now, before the main event, this was like match of the night and low key match of the year. Six-way ladder match. Javon, Penta, Ray, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, and Rusev. Great match. They all cooked. Even though JD, Dragon Lee, and Rusev got the commercial entrance, we got Javon coming out. We got Ray coming out. He did the iconic jumping out of the stage. And then we got Penta coming out as Shao Kahn, hitting with that ad entrance. Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I had to hop straight into the video, bro. Bonnet on, I clean my face and everything, and I'm in the bed. I'm chilling. But we doing this review. I'm sorry for the cut through midway, but hey. But we had the entrances. Nothing too crazy about the entrances, except for like I would say, really, Ray and Penta had the most cool entrance out of this match. And then we get to the match, and I mean, in some of the spots, it's like we kind of missed a couple spots because I don't know who was handling fucking production back there, but it was kind of not getting the angles right. But for the rest of the match, the spots and the stuff that we got was amazing. I'm gonna talk about a little something that I really love when they do in ladder matches is when they make it to where it don't feel like they're just trying to go to the next move or the next step. Everything felt natural and it felt like, oh yeah, they're just doing this just because and all of that. Like when they climbing up the ladder, it looked like they're slipping on the ladder or anything. They're just not stalling up there, just Mustafa Ali in 2019, just rambling with the briefcase and all of that. So I really like that about the match. But let's talk about the spots. Some notable spots that I took down in my notes over here is Ray Senton spot onto Rusev where Penta Irish whipped Ray to the ropes and then Ray was coming towards Penta, but Rusev was on the apron where a ladder was, lifted him up and then got Senton through the ladder. That was a crazy spot. Freaking JD and Dragon Lee did a Spanish fly like while they both was trying to climb up the ladder. That was nutty. And the this was probably the craziest spot. This are the OG cutter that Giovanni Rusev did, but the freaking Mexican destroyer onto the ladder that got happened to JD and Penta, crazy good. Like this is definitely a match you should go and watch if you didn't watch WrestleMania at all. I would say you need to watch this match for sure because the spots are crazy and they look clean and smooth. The JD, the Javon and Rusev, like where he's on the turnbuckle and Rusev on the ladder and he freaking cutters him. It was crazy. I was like, so what the fuck? I was losing my mind. I It's so many other spots, but those was just the memorable ones that I wrote down. Crazy good match. I didn't give Oba and Brock a rating, but I give them like a, a I'm gonna give them an A because we got Oba to win. And then this match, I'm giving it an A plus. It was everything I wanted. They got a great amount of time, and it did what it did. Penta won. I'm not mad at it. I was personally wanted Javon to win, but hey, we could continue to Penta reign, and he keep on balling out. The next match, Sammy versus Trick. You got Sammy coming out doing his entrance, and then we got Trick coming out. Lil Yachty comes out first, introduce Trick Williams, and then we get the Trick Williams entrance. Whoop, that Trick was pretty strong in the arena. He had this crazy, like his coat was freaking basically as long as the stage. It was crazy. So I think that was nice, but I kind of don't have too much to say about this match because was making my food. I gotta eat. I'm human. I was making my food, and then I kind of got the end of the match, where it's like Sammy. He was kind of looking like a heel. I think he was talking trash. I think that was Trick family. He was like talking trash to them, and then he ended up going for the haluva kick, and I think he hit it or something like that. But I just know Trick ended up winning. I'm sorry, y'all, bro. I, did, I didn't really care for this match too much in the first place, but I guess they're leaning more into the Sammy heel dynamic, which is nice. I like to see how they handle that. But Trick ended up winning, which was nice. Sorry, I don't really have too much to say about it. Then it was like really a quick match, if I'm being honest. Like I'm not a person that take too long to make my food, but it was like quick. I got this here in my notes that said apparently it's a 7 minute match, so got another short match, which is a problem. But hey, Trick won. It's all that mattered to me. Two black brothers won at WrestleMania. Perfect. Next match, Demon Finn versus Dominic Mysterio. Dom's entrance was real cool. King of the Luchadors came out on the throne. I like how when he hopped off the throne, they caught him and all of that. And then Michael Cole was telling the story behind the mask that he had, which was really nice. And oh my gosh, seeing the demon again just brought a it just brought a smile to my face. It brought me back to when I first seen the demon, SummerSlam 2016, him versus Seth. It was so beautiful. The entrance and all of that. Even though I think like the little string that that came down was kind of getting in his way that he couldn't see, it was still a beautiful entrance. Um, the match, because it got turned into a street fight match, which I found out like right before Mania started. I was like, so what the fuck? I guess they announced it on the post show. I mean, not post show, the pre show. Kind of odd, but it was a pretty solid street fight. I would say it was like the same brutality as True and Jacob, maybe a little more in my opinion, because they was like them chair shots and them kendo stick shots. They was going in. They was not laying, doing no leeway from it and all of that. We got cool, like typical Demon Finn Balor spots where he's like at the start of the match, he's when Dom do a move to him, he's basically no selling it. You got a moment where Demon gets pinned by Dominic. He kicks out at one and then rises up like the Undertaker, which is really cool. Also got moments where the demon would just pop back up and scare Dominic. Like Dominic was being a little scared, cowardly heel at start, and then as the match went on, he was getting him with the kendo stick and all of that, which was really nice. The sling blades look nasty, shotgun drop kicks, nasty 619 where he put the chair in between the demon's head and then hit him with a 619, which was crazy into a frog splash. But the demon ended up kicking out actually. Like I got scared because I was like, so yo, is Finn gonna lose? Because it's no limits to Finn Balor, bro. He didn't went through it all with the Finn Balor and everything. It's been rough being a Finn Balor fan. So I was nervous when that happened because once at the finish of the match, we got Dom trying to put him in a chair. He ended up changing it, and then I think this crazy shotgun drop kick with Dom inside the chair looking real disgusting and nasty. I felt like it looked really good. And that spot was really nasty. Never seen it before. And then when he put Dom on the table and stomped him, it was nasty because it was like Dom didn't try to protect himself. He just took it. Pause. But he took it and it was crazy. Crazy little nasty spot. Demon got the win. Hopefully, Finn progresses into something great after this match. Maybe go after IC, maybe try to go after World Heavyweight Championship and all of that. The match was 12 minutes, which wasn't too bad. It didn't feel short, but I felt like it could have been more. But 12 minutes, it was what it was. Um, Jade versus Rhea. Another side note. This night was flying by. Like every match was like boom. It was like boom, 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 boom. Like it was like 7:30 by the time we were at Jade versus Rhea. So like it's really crazy like how fast everything was going. I don't know what's the reasoning behind that and all that because past manias haven't been like that, but this year it's like everything is like boom, 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 boom. So that was kind of weird to me. But let's talk about Jay versus Rhea. Sneaker. It was a sneaky match that was ended up turning good because my expectations were at an all-time low, especially with that build. I gotta give him props. Jay, you cooked. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault, and I can admit it. You balled out. I gotta give you your props. Jade and Rhea put on a really good match. I really liked it. I don't know why I keep on forgetting to do the grades because I was gonna grade this, but Sammy and Drake, I give it like a C plus. I didn't really see it. Finn versus Dom, I give it like a B. But this match, Jade versus Rhea. like I think it hit so hard because like my expectations were low, which I feel like is really good. Like keep your expectations low so you don't get disappointed, but it's also a good thing to keep them high. But man, this let's talk about the entrance first before I start talking about the match. Jade just had her typical entrance, here comes the storm. She had like a little intro with the yellow storm. Her gear was pretty cool. And then Rhea came out. She got pyro, but Jade didn't. And Jade came out first. So we should have all knew it was cooked by the end. We should have all knew it was over with. But Jade, like, she was pulling out moves. She pulled out like a Omega driver. I was like, so what the fuck? I think they called it like the Storm Rush, something like that. It was like, what the fuck? Like Jade was moving in this match. If you want to go back and watch it, I would advise you to watch it. It was really good, solid match. Like she was moving. Her and Rhea chemistry really, really good. They was being a little stiff too, like talking ish to each other, which I really like. And we got the Jade Fusion Collective getting involved with the ladies on Jade's corner coming out playing dirty mind games, and then that's when we get the like Omega driver spot. But then Rhea still kicks out, which was crazy. And then Io Sky makes her WrestleMania appearance, helping Rhea, which leads to her to this crazy spot where Jade was gonna punt kick Io off the apron because it looked like she was going after Jade, but she ended up doing a moonsault, a springboard moonsault to the outside to meet Chin and B-Fab, and then from behind, Rhea tries to go for a riptide, but Jade reverses it and about to get her up for Jada, but then Rhea slides through her legs and then get her arm and then hit her with the riptide. One, two, three. Beautiful finish. Ladies cook. Y'all got your props. Interested to see what they're gonna do with Io and Rhea relationship. Maybe Io gonna be like some I helped you, let me get a title. Let me get a title shot, or start getting her with some different ladies because that SmackDown Women's division needs it bad. Before the main event, we got the Cena segment, announcing the attendance, blah blah blah. Then we got the Miz and Kit Wilson spawning in from the where the ring announcer sits, basically talking about he don't get his respect. He's been holding it down ever since he retired, talking about his master zone and stuff with Kit Wilson. And then we get Danhausen. Get Danhausen. Because John Cena was like you want a WrestleMania moment? Make your WrestleMania moment. And then Danhausen comes out. And then we get the mini Housens. It's a whole bunch of mini Housens. Michael Cole said the M word. I will not be repeating it on here. But the mini houses were really cool, and then Danhausen come in like this like little car, which was very nice, very evil. I'm gonna cut that from the video. But overall, the segment was funny. You got Danhausen going in there, and then he was like, "So first, I'm gonna speak to John," and then it's like, "Whoa, what he's gonna do to John?" He's just basically saying he's a fan and all of that. And then Miz start ripping off about Danhausen, how he just joked, and Kit Wilson calls the mini Housens and Danhausen toxic. And then the mini Housens come up to him, punch Kit Wilson in the nuts, and then they start all going at him, which was funny. And then Miz start pushing some of them, and then that leads to Danhausen hitting him in his nuts, and then he hits a five knuckle shuffle on Miz, and then the mini Housens freaking carry the Miz out of the ring and then dump him onto the ramp, and then John Cena and Danhausen have a little face off, and uh Danhausen does the "you can't see me" and then tries to do his like disappear thing when the lights go out, but it was still bright outside, so it's like just a little pyro pop, and then they all start he start running around trying to look away to disappear, and then he just goes under the ring, and all the mini housings follow him too, which was really funny. So I overall like that segment. Glad Danhausen was able to get on Mania. Um, now the main event, the main event, Roman and Punk. Even though y'all had a weird build, the match, one of the greatest matches I've seen. Truly, like everything, like the story they was telling, how they were interacting with each other was just beautiful. If you're gonna watch any match from Mania, this is the one. Let's start out with Roman. He got the choir. That should already be the number one sign that, oh yeah, he's winning. Sign number two, OG themes back. No more of that trash, do, and like I was tired of that. We got the OG theme back in the third strike that Roman was winning. We low key got Golden Glove back. It was like black glove with some gold around it, but hey, gold glove. Entrance was crazy. I was just happy we got the OG theme back because the new theme was killing me. So that was amazing. Then we got Punk entrance. You know, he always got his little cinematic flashback, all of that. I think they was playing his Ring of Honor theme, which wasn't bad. My first time hearing it. I haven't looked that back into Punk career. So that was pretty good. And then he comes out, it's like all black. And then he does the it's clobbering time. Everybody in the arena says it, and then or stadium says it. And then the cult of personality starts playing. It's just beautiful. Then we get to them getting announced, and I'm feeling the aura. I'm feeling, I'm feeling it. And we start the match, and them boys being intense with each other, nagging each other, pushing each other, slapping each other. Roman telling Punk, I got this in my notes. Roman telling Punk, this ain't promo time. This ain't Twitter. Basically saying he just run his mouth too much. He not about that action. Like a really good match. Like I thought the match was gonna be like a little slow paced, typical Roman match, but it's like it wasn't fast paced, but it was like good, decent pace. Like they was going at each other. Like it was like really intense, a really intense start to the match. And we got a spot where it was like Punk was finna do I'm skipping a little ahead in the match. Punk was finna do the WrestleMania 29 table spot that he did to Undertaker, but then Roman ends up getting up, knocking him down. He got him in a trio woe, basically trio woe on the outside where the apron is and the steel steps, and Roman just hit him with like three Superman punches, and they all look vicious, which ends up causing CM Punk to bleed, which was crazy. Another match with blood, but this blood looked real good. Like Punk with the blood, it looks crazy. Then we got an odd thing where Roman hit Punk with the steel steps, but the ref didn't call DQ. So that was interesting. I feel like maybe Roman pulling some like final ball strings. You know how Rock at WrestleMania 40 and the tag team said, if you if you kind of sound, I'm gonna fucking fire you, something like that. Maybe Roman was on that type of timing with the ref and all of that because match Loki turned into like a no count out, Loki no DQ because it was kind of in the crowd, uh, definitely outside a lot, but it's like I don't know what they did with that, but it didn't really bother to me because we still got a 5-star match. But I feel like it's something I guess they just gonna if they wanted to explain it, I guess it's just Roman got that type of power to tell the ref don't DQ it, or Michael Cole said on commentary, it's the main event. We can't end it off like that. Just WWE picking and choosing, which people might find annoying, but it's WWE. Can't really do too much about it. They make their own logic what they want to. I hate when they do the like sleeper spot and they do the the they either check them once and do it, or they do the three checks. So they just pick and choose with that spot. I know that's probably like a big controversial spot people will talk about. It was a lot of nice false finishes. Like it was like Roman's the 2.99 GOAT. It was a couple times like, whoa, refs, it might have been three. It might have been three. So you might want to check that. Another note I got is so they were kind of like stealing each other move, going for like GTSs and all of that. And then we got this spot where CM Punk takes a fan Ula Fale. He got like the replica, takes the Ula Fale, he finna hit him with the spear, but doesn't end up doing so. He gets caught into a a guillotine. We got the guillotine back. This is what I'm talking about. We got Golden Glove back, maybe. We got part-time Golden Glove because we don't know if he's still Mr. PTO. But we got the guillotine back. He had that locked in. Punk was fading. We got this spot where he think he transitioned it into the Indicana Vice. And then Roman got him back in the guillotine. And then he was gonna go for the sharpshooter. And then he got back into the guillotine. It was like a crazy sequence. I can't get it from back to back in my head because it's like so much stuff that happened in this match. You gotta go back and watch it. But that whole spot where they was exchanging like submissions and all of that, I just know it ended up once Punk got the guillotine because he switched it into a pin, which got out. They both got up. It was looking like Roman was gonna go to her spear, but they both just end up clotheslining each other and knocking each other out, which made me feel like, oh yeah, that match. This match is crazy. And then we got this one moment where Punk low key distract the ref, and then he lows blow Roman. I'm thinking heel Punk. We're getting heel Punk. Low blows Roman, and then GTS, but Roman kicks out. I was like, so okay, okay, y'all y'all doing y'all thing. I didn't know what was going in the match at that point. I was like, some what the freak. And another thing we got in the notes, we did end up getting the WrestleMania 29 spot, which was crazy. I didn't think Punk had it in him, but he said, fuck it. He willing to die for it. So we got that crazy freaking spot, which was crazy. That was crazy. I was I was so shocked. That that was so crazy. Like it was a that was a good spot. And then we get into the finish where Punk gets Roman in the ring and he hits him with one GTS, but then we get that they bounce off the ropes and then fall back onto CM Punk's shoulder, so he goes for another one. Punk tries to go for another one, but he ends up collapsing because I guess they was telling the story like he's out of energy. He can't do no more because they was going at each other. They just couldn't he couldn't continue, like he didn't have no much energy, or they going with the he's too old, like he's old, he can't handle it. I like to say he ran out of energy, not the old, but it's the same thing, just different wording. And then Roman ends up taking advantage of him, hitting him with the spear, and that was the finish. Great match. I'm A+ for me. Match of the weekend, match of the year for me. It was really great. Definitely a refresh from a lot of matches from these PLEs, especially the final matches where it's no interference, just a clean, good wrestling match, which I loved. I really, really loved that we ended up getting that. I'm My thoughts on Roman winning. I'm not upset about it. Um, I just hope that he don't have too much PTO. Like you gotta at least give us some stories, bro. Please. Don't just hold it until next year's WrestleMania and you only have like three defenses. Like you gotta give us some substance or we gonna have to get you packed up by Obafemi who called you out on the post show, which is crazy. that's crazy. I don't know if they gonna run it at SummerSlam. I feel like they should run it at Backlash. Like I don't know. It's crazy. That I'm really looking forward to Raw after Mania. I feel like we're in for something pretty nice. I feel like this is like a reboot, a refresh from all the BS, hopefully, that has been happening these past few months. So I really, really hope WWE start picking it up because I still have little faith in them. They show little glimpses of maybe we can go back to good times, and then they end up disappointing, but I I'm gonna hold my faith, hopefully, that we'll get there. Talk about Mania overall. I feel like this was a solid Mania. I definitely feel better about it than I did last year. I guess just because of the way it ended, but the 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 short matches, a lot of Hulk Hogan ads about his fucking documentary, and I guess the crowd and all of that and the production. I give night two an 8 out of 10. We still got short matches, but I feel like 3 out of the 3 matches, well, 4 out of the 6 matches hit for me, and then the other two was just like okay, but the other four slammed. So I give it like an 8 out of 10, which I summary overall this whole mini, I give it 7 out of 10. Now, if somebody want to give it like 6.5, 6, I mean, I understand, but me, I'm going 7 because how I feel out of it, I feel like we can definitely progress some stories and start fresh with it. So I hope y'all enjoy. I kind of just did this off the flap just to get my thoughts out and everything. Really hope y'all enjoy. Again, appreciate all the support these past few videos. Make sure y'all comment. Let me know what y'all thoughts were on it. And like and subscribe. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next video.